Well, good morning and welcome back to the Little French Homestead. If you are new here today, my name is Sherry and we are going to be making a crock pot chicken and dumpling soup. Now today it is very chilly outside here in Florida, believe it or not. It is 52 degrees right now. It was 47 last night and it's not going to get any higher than 60 degrees. And tonight is also supposed to get to around like 57, something like that in the nighttime. So we are going to be making this soup. It's going to warm up our bodies and our souls. We've got 4 pieces of chicken. Now I do have a video on this, but it's very simple. I have pre-made onions, celery, and carrots. These are what I call my soup starters. I am just going to go ahead and add them to these. These are very easy and convenient to have on hand because when you go ahead and need something quick and easy, especially if you have a busy day in front of you or a long evening that's going to come up, you want to be able to have some stuff that is very simple, quick, and easy to go. Just like in here, I have videos as well at making fresh garlic. All what I do is go to my local store. I grab some already garlic that is pre-peeled and everything. So I just come home, put it in my food processor. Once you do that, you make them into little garlic pucks like this. Freeze them for about 24 to 48 hours. Put them in a Ziploc bag. I double bag it just because you can have that wonderful smell of garlic in everything. So for this, I will still go ahead and link the recipe down below. But it's pretty basic, simple. You got your chicken, you got your your celery, your carrots, your onions. We are going to add some dried parsley. I'm just doing probably about a tablespoon and maybe a tad more. A little bit of dried thyme. I will link the recipe down below. I'm going to be doing just a tablespoon of salt. A teaspoon of salt and roughly about a teaspoon of pepper as well. Now you don't want to make sure that you over salt it because you just never know. Now it is calling for 6 cups of broth, chicken broth. Unfortunately, I do not have chicken broth right now in my pantry. And I don't actually buy it in the store. So when I do need chicken broth or any type of broth, I really like these better than bouillon. Now, this one was almost empty. So I've got some warm water in here. I find that usually warm water will help. It won't congeal. Usually it's a paste. And I find that if you do it in warm water, it really helps. This is 4 cups. I am just pushing all of that in there. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is, because this is empty, I'm just going to give this a shake. I've already scraped out as much as I can. But then I'm just going to dump this in here. I don't want to waste any and all of that juice. All right. So once you've added everything all to here, all you're going to do is put a lid on this. It is now it's 10:40. So I'm going to go ahead and cook this for about 5.5, 6 hours. I'm going to do it nice, low and slow. Now, I would recommend, if your chicken is frozen, to do it low and slow. But if you have already pre-thawed chicken Or if you have even already pre-cooked shredded chicken, you certainly do not have to go as long as I did on this. And then we're gonna leave it. I will go ahead, I think about after 5 hours, I'm gonna go ahead and take the chicken out. I will bring you back for that. We will go ahead and shred it. And I'm gonna be making homemade dumplings. They suggest that you use the refrigerated, like the Pillsbury dough biscuits, but I'm gonna do homemade, and I'll bring you along for all that. Let me go ahead and just set this here, and we're gonna set it on high, and I wanna set it for, I'll just set it for the 6 hours, because I can always turn around and come back when we're done. I'll see you in a few. All right, so we are ready to go ahead and start doing the dumplings. I have 2 cups of flour in here. What does help is you want to go ahead and melt your butter. Now I am gonna, like I said, leave this dumpling recipe down in the description box below, as well as the Crockpot recipe. But then you want to melt your 4 tablespoons of butter, and then your 3/4 cup of milk. So it just came out. We're gonna pour that in here, and I'm gonna move this up here so you can see. You are gonna add then 4 teaspoons of baking powder. And after you add the 4 of this, you're gonna go ahead and add then 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, want to go ahead and mix this up thoroughly. I'm just going to use this as my mixer, and I do have a scoop, that way we can go ahead and make them all kind of uniformed. What we'll do is place that inside the Crockpot right on top of everything. Now I've already shredded the chicken, and I did go ahead and taste everything for the flavor. I did need to add just a little bit more salt and a little bit more pepper. This looks perfect. All right, so now what we're just gonna do is take the lid off. Now you're just gonna take a scoop, pack it in there pretty good. If you wanna be a little bit more precise, you can scoop it out and then roll it in your hand. Oh, I guess that just needs to get mixed a little bit more. Hold on a second. That's not supposed to fall apart on you like that. There we go. All right, so I just didn't mix it thoroughly enough. All right, so now what we're gonna do is, again, scoop this all out. Put it in your hands. Go ahead and give it a good little ball. And you're gonna plop them all inside here. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a show. I am not going to roll everyone. I'm just gonna use this and scoop, and I'm gonna bring you right up over here. So I'm showing you the clip of when my scoop broke. It's not a big deal. I do have a couple other ones, but I just didn't have the small one like that one here. I will go ahead and see if I can fix it. If not, I'll throw it away and I'll just use the other couple of ones I had. But I do want to say that we've eaten already, and this dish was a complete success in my house. We all loved it so much. That is definitely going in to our nightly or our monthly rotation. All right, so I have these 2 left. And I had to go ahead and now use my hand. My wonderful scoop broke on me. So I'll go ahead and take a look at that when we're done. Now what I want to go ahead and do is place this lid on. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this now back up a little bit higher. I had turned it down in the middle of cooking because all of my chicken got all done. I mean, it was at about 2:30, almost 3 o'clock. Everything was all done. So I had just kept it on low. And now it is a little after 4 because I didn't want to go ahead and start doing those right away. So now what I'm going to do is set the clock for 30 minutes because this said it should be done around 30 minutes to 45. And then I'll go ahead and bring you back along when this is all done. And I'm going to try to figure out how to fix my scoop. All right, so we're going to go ahead now and take the top off. I'm going to do it this way. You can see all that. That is very hot, very steamy. I did have to leave it in there for another 15 minutes. The dumplings were not still thoroughly cooked, but now they are. This broth has been simmering all day and it has steamed up the house. My son was talking earlier and he was also wondering what dinner was. And when I said this, he said, you know what, Mom, this was like the perfect comfort food for today. I totally agree with him. So the countdown just went off, so I'm just going to turn it off. I'm going to go ahead and open one of these up. And I like to show you this because this looks wonderful. Look at that. Fully cooked all the way in. This is going to be one delicious bite, but it's going to be very, very warm. Delicious. Comfort food at its best. Now I'll go ahead and I'm going to leave the there's instructions and stuff down below. I got to put this bowl down. That bottom of that's very hot. So what I'll do is I'll just put a plate underneath and we'll go sit down and enjoy. That way our hands doesn't get burned. Perfect comfort food for today. Again, the temperature here in Florida is going to get down to the mid 50s tonight. The heat is no longer on, obviously, since this has been heating up the house. And very, very good comfort food for a cold day like this. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming into my home. If you like these videos and you want to see more, go ahead and hit the like, share, but most importantly, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to leave a comment, if you've made this or you've made something similar to that, leave it down below. And as always, thank you for watching. Keep on cooking. Bye.